This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On Sports postcasts we do. We also do the Locked On Warriors postcast, which we just wrap up, and I don't even want to think about what happened to the Warriors tonight. And we also do the Locked On 49ers postcast as well. The Giants tonight, though, took care of business, got back on track, and back in the win column with a 4-0 win over the Colorado Rockies. Robbie Ray was spectacular tonight as he tossed 7 innings of shutout ball, racking up 8 strikeouts on his way to the win and probably his best start of the season. Meanwhile, Matt Chapman and Lamonte Jr. both got going at the dish for the Giants. We'll break it all down, but first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. And thanks for tuning in on the Locked On Giants podcast feed as well. However you're getting the show, we appreciate you tuning in. And make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. My guy, Ben Kaspick, always does a great job. And tonight, man, the Giants did basically all of their damage early on. We talked about it just last night. The Giants' slow starts have been low-key killing them. And today, the Giants get a couple runs on the board with a quickness, expeditiously. In that bottom of the second inning, the Giants score 3 runs, and that was very, very good to see because these Colorado Rockies starters are not very good, and you should be capitalizing on facing these guys. And it all got started with a double off the bat of Wilmer Flores, a single from Elliot Ramos to put the runners at first and third, and then up comes Lamonte Jr., who we all know this guy has been struggling mightily to start this season. If you caught the post-game interview that he did, he was just saying that it was very happy to see the calendar turn to the month of May, and he's showing it. I mean, he did have some pretty good contact early on this year. We saw that one game a couple days ago where he won at bat. He had 3 just missiles down the right field line, and the last one ended up being right into the glove of the second baseman. So I guess that wasn't really right down the line, but 3 missiles onto the right side of the diamond, and one of them hit, I mean, just an inch or two to the right into foul territory of the foul pole. So I mean, we've seen Lamonte making some good contact. Today it translates. He rips a double to right field and scores Wilmer Flores and Elliot Ramos scores just Wilmer Flores. Elliot Ramos got to third. He would score very shortly thereafter, but gave the Giants a 1-0 lead there in that second inning. Then up comes Sam Huff, sack fly out to right field, scores Elliot Ramos, and then a wild pitch ends up scoring Lamonte Jr. in the inning as well. So the Giants making the most out of their opportunities. They did not let this inning fall flat. They continued to pour it on when they had the chance to, and they weren't done yet. And I think that leads us to today's turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
We enter the bottom of the third inning with Matt Chapman at the dish with 1 out, and another guy who has been struggling very, very mightily for the Giants as of late, and he gets into his 6th home run of the season to left center field, and Matt Chapman got all of that one. 418 feet, 110.7 off the bat, and that swing looked very, very, very pretty. It was on a slider that was just hung out over the plate just a little bit too much, about thigh high, and Chapman just turned on it, man. And that's very good to see because Matt Chapman has been getting pitches to hit, and he has not been hitting them. He's been over swinging because he's popping up in the infield a lot. And that happens when a guy is trying to muscle up and hit the hell out of the ball. You end up popping up. And so that's what Matt Chapman has been victim of lately. But today he gets into one. He hopefully that gets him going a little bit at the dish. Hopefully the Lamonte Jr. RBI, the RBI extra base hit gets him going. Both of these guys, I mean, Lamonte Jr. is batting 131 this year. He is just, I mean, it has to get better because it can't really get worse, right? And Matt Chapman batting 202 this year. You have to assume that is going to get better as well. The rest of the Giants, we had 7 hits in total today. So it wasn't their best day at the plate, wasn't their worst day at the plate. But one thing I do want to highlight, only 5 strikeouts. And that's a big deal, because when you're letting the opposing pitcher get some confidence by racking up the strikeouts, it makes your life a lot harder. And so the Giants only strike out 5 times tonight. That was a very, very, very big deal in this one. But the biggest deal, the single biggest reason why the Giants won this game was Robbie Ray. And that leads me to what you'll be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And what you'll be talking about is Robbie Ray is starting to really turn a corner for the Giants, man. He is now 4-0. Robbie Ray still does not have a loss this season. His ERA is sitting at 3.05, man. Like, he told you guys, I don't think Robbie Ray is going to be either I don't think he's going to be middle of the pack. He's either going to be really good this year for the Giants, or he's going to be really bad. I don't think that this is a season where Robbie Ray ends up with a 500 record, sitting at, like with the ERA around 4, where it's not terrible, but it's not great. I don't think that happens. I think Robbie Ray either has an ERA around 3 and wins a bunch of games for the Giants with a lot of strikeouts, or he's going to get shelled. It's going to go one of 2 ways for our guy Robbie Ray. But for the last 2 games, I mean, he followed up his best start as probably as a Giant. I can't think of a start last year that was better than what I saw from him in his last outing. You look at what he did this year, or this game tonight, he topped it. He 0 runs over 7 innings, a 7-inning shutout, 8 strikeouts, only 2 walks. Robbie Ray was doing it all out there on the mound tonight, and he was mixing and matching, using all his different pitches. He did not come out there for that 8th inning, and I think that was a smart move by Bob Melvin. Robbie Ray was up to 86 pitches. There's no reason to run the guy into the ground. It is barely May. It is May 2nd. We don't need Robbie Ray throwing 100-plus pitches, a guy who's had Tommy John and all that kind of stuff. We don't need to test the wear on his tires. I mean, if it's a guy like Logan Webb, sure, let him go. Let Webby cook. But Robbie Ray, you got to kind of be mindful of his injury history and what he's done. Obviously, I think he wanted to go back out there for that 8th inning. But Robbie Ray was not going to go out there for that 8th inning, the way that the Giants had this lead and were cruising. And when the bullpen was relatively fresh, you also had Hayden Birdsong come in tonight and pitch pretty well out of the pen. He only gave up 1 hit, only 1 base runner for Hayden Birdsong in those final 2 innings. His ERA is sitting at 1 right now, by the way. Hayden Birdsong has been playing very, very, very good baseball. He's appeared 8 times. He's got 18 innings pitched, and he's got an ERA of 1. This in 19 strikeouts. He has been so damn good. But Robbie Ray tonight, man, was the story in this one. And he's been, the one pitcher who's been getting a little bit of luck on his side as far as the Giant starters go. His expected ERA is actually 4.42, more than a full point, almost a 1.5 higher than a run and a half higher than what his actual real life ERA is. For guys like Landon Rupin and Justin Verlander, it is the exact opposite. So Robbie Ray tonight doing a great job capitalizing on every opportunity that he had against this Colorado Rockies lineup, which is not a very good lineup, let's be real. But Robbie Ray tonight, very, very, very good. I mean, he had 21% whiff rate. That's a little bit lower than we usually see with him. But he wasn't trying specifically just to get up there and hunt strikeouts. He was just making good pitches, competitive pitches. And he mixed and matched with that slider, with that knuckle curve, and the 4-seamer. He did not really throw that kick change that we heard so much about him working on. He only threw 2 of them in today's game, threw 45 fastballs, 31 sliders. So a very, very healthy mix of the fastball and the slider. He went back to what was working for him. He did throw 8 knuckle curves today. So he was throwing that knuckle curve a little bit, but he was pretty good tonight, man. Like, he was hitting his spots. He wasn't missing up very much. We know that Robbie Ray can hunt those strikeouts with the high fastball in certain situations. And he wasn't really doing that as much today. But the thing that really encouraged me about Robbie Ray is that when he was starting to lose that velo on that fastball, or when it wasn't really there at the start of the game, he was going to his slider a lot, and it was working. And then he, as the game went on, found that velo again with the fastball, started to pump that thing up even more. And so, I mean, he was pitching to his strengths all night long. He wasn't trying to force the issue with anything, and I think he pitched masterfully. I mean, the box score reflects it. Robbie Ray was very, very, very good tonight, and it led the Giants to a win, which thankfully they got the win tonight. The fan base was already grumbling after the first real, kind of turmoil of the season. The Giants had dropped 3 in a row, one of them being to the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies got just their second road win of the entire season last night, their first back-to-back win of the entire season last night, and just their 6th win, home or away, all year long so far. So that you'd never want to be the team that's on the wrong end of that, and the Giants were last night. If they were on the wrong end of it again tonight, oh man, it would have been chaos in Giants fandom, despite it being May 2nd. Remember, it is a marathon, not a sprint. The Giants have a lot of baseball left to go. A loss to the Rockies on May 1st is not going to determine whether or not they make the postseason. But you do want to make sure that you don't give away too many of these games. These are very winnable games, obviously. And I do still think the Giants are a pretty good team. They're 7 games over 500. They're 20-13 right now. And you got an opportunity to go out there and kick the Rockies' butts in the next 2 days. So hopefully the Giants can win these last 2 games of this series going forward. I would very much appreciate a couple more Giants wins before the Rockies leave town. And I really hope they get it done. But they're going to need to keep hitting if they're going to do that. Don't go anywhere. We got to give out a player of the game on the other side. And we got to talk a little bit more about this Giants win. Don't go anywhere here on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is brought to you by Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your paired controller, subscribe, or sign in to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to go. Dive into hundreds of premium titles, including EA Sports College Football 25, my personal favorite, to Call of Duty, and as easily as you stream your favorite shows. It is so easy to use, so convenient, probably the most convenient TV/game system you will ever experience in your whole life. And if you want to get on the road with your Fire TV Stick 4K, you can do that. If you got a vacation coming up and you don't want to miss out on the gaming action, you don't have to. Just bring your paired controller with your Fire TV Stick 4K, and you can get not only all of your favorite shows, but you can play your favorite games on the go. How cool is that? Just head to Amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On and get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K, 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K Max, 1st and 2nd Gen, and Fire TV Cube, 3rd Gen. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and I'm just taking a peek at the chat. My guy Robert saying Ray pitched a Jen, and my guy Cole, one of our everydayers, saying let's go Robbie Ray, and my guy Gary saying hit the ball where they ain't, and that leads me to today's player of the game, because this guy was hitting the ball where they ain't.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And the obvious pick here would be Robbie Ray. And Robbie Ray, it really was the most the best player in today's game. But for my player of the game, which can have some different voting considerations and things like that, I'm going to give it to Matt Chapman, because this is a guy who the Giants desperately need to get going. And the Matt Chapman home run today was an absolute bomb, an absolute missile to left center field. And if the Giants want to continue to score runs offensively, you're going to need guys like Matt Chapman to start coming around. And like my guy Robert said, hit the ball where they ain't. Well, they ain't in the left field bleachers, so hit the ball out there. Matt Chapman doing his part to lift the Giants offense after a just putrid performance by this Giants offense last night. And they have been pretty down in recent games. I mean, that whole series against the Rangers, they were not very good offensively. That whole series against the Padres, they were not very good offensively. So I need the Giants to start putting up some more crooked numbers. You can't have walk-off Little League home runs every day of the week. And the Giants are going to need to start seeing some production from guys like Matt Chapman. And there was another guy today, Lamonte Jr., getting going at the dish as well. And I also want to point out that two of the Giants' 4 RBIs, or 3 RBIs, because one of them was a wild pitch, but 3 of the 4 runs scored were all generated by the bottom part of this order. Christian Koss was not a part of that run generation, but Sam Huff, Lamonte Jr., Elliot Ramos all contributed to those runs. They were all huge parts of those runs scoring. Obviously, Wilmer did as well. But when you see your 6, 7, 8 hitters contributing, especially when the Giants offense, it was 6, 7, 8. We talked about it last night. Like the bottom part of this order was very, very, very bad. The Pat Bailey, David VR part of the order last night just really didn't get it done for the Giants. So having the bottom of the order start coming through, especially when Tyler Fitzgerald is on the injured list, is going to be crucial for the Giants going forward as well. Not only do you need the middle of your order to hit, but you got to have some contribution from everybody in today's baseball, because you don't have anybody on this Giants team that is head and shoulders dominant above the rest. I mean, maybe Jung-Hoo Lee, that would be the one guy that you would say maybe this guy is gonna just dwarf what everyone else on this team does offensively. Maybe Willy Adames turns it on and figures it out and goes on a heater in the middle part to the end of the part of the season to kind of turn that corner. He, by the way, went 0 for 4 today. That's not very good. We've been waiting for him to kind of get going. He's shown some signs, but today it wasn't a sign of a step in the right direction. It was the opposite of that. So very, very, very happy to see the bottom part of this order contributing, because these are guys who are going to need to contribute. And Tyler Fitzgerald, obviously, has been the biggest contributor from the bottom part of the order. And he's not going to be around for a little while with that rib issue. So going forward, you're going to need some contributions from guys like Christian Koss, from guys like Sam Huff, from guys like Patrick Bailey, from guys like Lamonte Jr., David VR, and Brett Wisely, if he ever cracks a starting lineup. But you're going to need contributions from all of these guys, from all the Giants role players, so to speak, all the guys who aren't going to get bobblehead days this year. You need those guys to start pitching in and contributing to the Giants' offensive success. And today you had that. And that's a very, very good sign. I know that it's the Rockies. And one more thing to note about that. Tonight was a right-hander on the mound. Giants got to win. This is now becoming if it wasn't already a trend, it's a trend now. I mean, the Giants are not very good against lefties. They're just 2-8 this season in games where they're facing a left-handed starter. In games where they're facing a right-handed starter, they're 18-5. So the Giants have a very, very good track record against right-handed pitchers. Not a very good track record against left-handed pitchers. They got to figure out how to navigate both. I mean, maybe you start mixing up the lineup a little bit against lefties. I'm not saying Farhan level tinkering. Don't get too excited. We don't need data telling us what we're going to do day in and day out and moving guys all around and crazy dramatic changes in the lineup. But maybe a little bit of tinkering when they're facing a lefty, just to get some more right-handed at bats towards the top of the order. It might be a worth a look with the way that the Giants are playing against left-handers right now. So big win for the Giants today. Even though it is the Rockies, this was an important one, because if they had lost this game, it's more important that the Giants didn't lose than it is that they won this game. And that kind of feels weird to say, because you never want to play not to lose, obviously. But if the Giants had lost this game, as I said earlier, it would have just been an absolute you-know-what show for all Giants fans everywhere, because a 4-game losing streak with 2 of them being to the Rockies. And finally, the other big part about this Giants win tonight is their first win against a division opponent this year. Thankfully, they finally got that monkey off their back, and they can now just go out there and keep winning. It's all the time that we got for you guys today here on the Locked On Giants postcast. Solid day by Robbie Ray. Absolutely dazzled up there for the Giants. Did not walk very many guys. Only walked, 2 guys today, I think. Yeah, 2 walks for Robbie Ray. He had 8 punchies. Only gave up 2 hits. So 4 base runners over 7 innings. That'll do. Robbie Ray, very, very, very solid start. Matt Chapman gets both cheeks into one that he puts over the left field fence. and hopefully that gets him rolling. Lamonte Jr., big double RBI in this one to kind of maybe hopefully get him going as well at the plate. The Giants desperately need both of those guys to keep hitting. It's all the time that we got for you guys today on the Locked On Giants postcast. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll see you next time. Peace.